I was reading Thomas Aquinas's concerning the nature of law, and it got me thinking about something. Before I go on, I'll explain what I've read so far in Aquinas's essay. It's written, it's very old, of course, because it's written by Aquinas a long time ago. So far from what I've gleaned from it, he said that if a law is completely controlled by the whims of a dictator, or sovereign as he told it, then you wouldn't really have law, you'd have lawlessness. And you wouldn't have objective law. This law will change all the time. And he also said some things I wasn't a big fan of. He kind of said that the state was a perfect community, and he seemed okay with more of the state than I did. But that first bit there about how you'd have lawlessness if the dictator is in charge of law got me to think about subjective law versus objective law. And I've created a bit of a list, a short list of the difference between the two. Subjective law is democratic and represents democracy. Objective law represents a republic. Subjective law is changing and inflexible. Objective law is nearly immutable. Subjective law seeks social justice. Objective law seeks individual rights. Subjective law gives discretion to judges, while objective law runs by the rule of law. Subjective law aims to help people. Objective law aims to protect people from each other. I'm sorry if I didn't say that slow enough, because this saying the law a whole bunch might have made it hard to hear. So if enough people say do it again because you said it too fast, I might do it again and make another video. But as you can tell, I'm more for the objective law, or republic, because what it does is it makes law knowable, and it doesn't change all the time. The law stays within the realm of protecting individual rights of life, liberty, and property, the whole John Locke thing. And that's all it does. And objective law is driven by reason, where subjective law is altruism. I forgot to mention that as well. Whereas in objective law, it's no empathy is used, and it's more, did you initiate force or fraud on this person? If you did, you're going to get punished. Whereas subjective law is, would this help you for me to imprison you? Or would this be good for the common good to punish you or not to punish you? It's more about the greater good, and it's more changeable. It's very pragmatic. In fact, subjective law is sort of pragmatic law, which I haven't really looked up pragmatic law, so I'm gonna have to look. I can't say that for sure. I'll have to Google it. And subjective law seems, there was this progressive lawmaker I read about in the National Review, and he seemed to have this kind of view that law should be changeable, so that you can tell whether or not there's social justice involved in helping the other thing out. The only problem with it is that the subjective law, the empathy can get mixed into it to where you're not protecting individual rights. You're just helping one person, often based on feeling like you're helping, instead of thinking coldly and logically whether or not you're protecting individual rights or not. So I don't think there should be any empathy or emotion in the courtroom. The courtroom should be logical and cold. In fact, that's sort of my advice. I think lawyers and judges and jury and everyone who go in there, they should leave their hearts outside the courtroom before they go in. So power their brains up. The brain is what's important here. In fact, I'm trying to think of when the heart could really be used. Maybe in romantic relationships or in understanding people. But It's literally something that should be controlled by logic, or backed up by logic. So a lot of people might not like me saying that. Most people like the whole compassion deal, or empathy. Everyone liked it when Sotomayor was all like, well, I empathize. I don't want a judge that empathizes. I want a judge that thinks logically and coldly. So that's sort of a short thing. Could probably say more. I think I'm going to stop saying that I'm going to make a part 2 of my videos, because I often say, well, I don't know if this is all the information I have. I'll probably make a part 2, and then I don't make a part 2, and then I feel like I'm making a Mel Brooks joke without meaning it. So I'm not going to say I'm going to make a part 2, but that's sort of my overview of the subjective law versus the objective law. Thank you.